Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph. Come on in, pour yourself a drink, and join us out on the deck as we inspire, encourage, and empower one another to live authentic, audacious, above only lives. It's all right here at the Beach House. Welcome to the Beach House with Mo and Steph.
Hey,
What's up? What's up?
what you doing? What you doing over there?
And it's chill day. We got our caps on.
Is it cold over yonder?
It is not.
Is it hot?
It gives the appearance that it could be cool in the morning, but then it heats up. It was still in the high 80s. So
Cool out there. That's why I have a sweatshirt on. I'm a little chilly willy.
yeah, it was in the 60s in the morning, but then it got away. So what are you gonna do?
I
What are
got
gonna
you.
do?
I got you.
What are you gonna do? Hey, so today we are talking about the topic of caregivers are secret angels, and they are.
Yeah. This.
I got this because
Woo!
I see a lot of people on social media and stuff talking about that they're caregivers and some of the stuff that they're going through, and you and I have both been in the caregiver seat as well, so we know
Yeah,
how that goes.
for
We know
sure.
how that goes.
That's yeah, everybody's not cut out for that.
They aren't. They really aren't.
Yeah.
And I think, I think you have to check that in the very beginning and see, hey, can I really do this? Or do I need to source out for it?
Yes. Yeah.
Because it can be a bad experience if you're just not feeling it. And I think that's our number one. Our number one is you gotta have the right mindset to be
Gotta
a
have it.
giver.
You definitely gotta have it because woo, it's
It's
more
a
than
it's
a
a
notion.
big toll. And so if you go in with the mindset of I am obligated to do this versus that I have an opportunity to do this, or I
Yeah.
have to do this versus I get to do this, it doesn't it seems like a small play on words, but it makes a huge difference.
Yes. Yeah, it does because it's like you were saying, if I get the opportunity to do this, because you're there for the end of somebody's life.
Or, you just might be a caretaker that has to take care of someone and maybe they're not going to
No.
go for a long
Right?
time.
Right?
But,
Right?
they still need your help.
They still need help. And when we say help, it's helping of the areas. All of the areas. So that's the part that like you might already have a family, kids, life going, and then you're almost including this person in as if you have kids as another child that but this person was as an adult.
Yeah, well, it comes in all forms because I mean, you
Hmm.
might be a caregiver to a
The
child.
kids. Yeah, I'm just going by what I had. I
Mhm.
have my
So
dad.
it
So
goes in it could be anybody that needs assistance that
mhm.
cannot take care of themselves. It might be a child, it might be a teenager, it might be an adult, might be a parent. I mean, for me, I got hit with two. I got hit with my spouse and my child.
Right.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's crazy, but you have to come in with the right mindset of, for one, I love this person and they are in a position where they need my help. And so, am I going to be the one to give it to them, or am I going to have to outsource for it?
And that is all about asking and talking and communicating. Because it's information you don't know and you don't have and you've never probably approached it before.
Yeah, I don't think
So,
people think about, what am I going to do if I have to take care of somebody?
right. Yeah.
But life
Uh,
happens.
Yeah, that was the most communication I've ever had with the medical profession ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk to our kids, doctors, and stuff like that. We got that. But man, when you have to caregive for somebody, basically you're almost jumping into their brain, and you're becoming part of them. And I had to get very direct.
Yeah, definitely.
Very direct with doctors, and like, look, I'm not here to play. Give me, and you have to know that they're there to work for you,
Right.
but you have to come in with the right attitude. And mine was, you're here to work for me, but you're also here to give me direct information, because a lot of times, like I said, it was my dad. So he, as far as cancer and stuff like that, I don't know if there's stuff that they can't say, like that the person is dying or whatever. They can't like say those words, I guess. And so a lot of times, to protect my dad, I would pull the doctor aside.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge,
Yeah.
because you're trying to keep a certain mindset for that individual. So it's like,
Well,
okay.
that's another thing, though. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did I
we had to
jump
move
the
to that later.
gun?
We had to move into that later. We're still in the mindset. We're still in the
Oh,
mindset.
mindset.
And so,
Have one.
keeping with that knowledge that, hey, this, I don't have to do this. I'm
Right.
choosing to do this.
Yes.
I'm choosing this. And
I
it
just
is
went
a
all the way to
choice.
the middle.
It is a choice because you can say no.
You can. And you need to know you have the permission to say no.
You do. Because, you might not be equipped for it. And it's like, if you're not, everybody's going to pay. Your person that you're caring for is going to pay. You're going to pay. If
Your
you have a
family.
family, they're going to pay. Everybody's going to pay if you're
Yeah.
not in the right place and you
Yeah.
don't make the right choice. So you have to know that first. I get to choose if I'm going to do this or not.
Yes.
And then I think
Okay.
like the next thing that we talk about is that you have to know it ain't going to be perfect. For all of the organizational people out there
Oh,
who have everything on the calendar and everything at this
that's
time
me. But
slot.
I had to organize. I had to organize his life, like you said, because you're stepping into that zone.
Right.
So I actually had to add an extra calendar to the deal.
Yeah. And even if you do, that doesn't mean that it's going to go according to your schedule.
Yeah. Well, my schedule with my schedule got blown up. My schedule got blown up. So his schedule kind of, and that's another thing that with the mindset, it's like, your plans are gonna have to go on hold a little bit.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
recognizing that you have to find another direction to do them.
Yeah.
Because,
I knew I would have to add to my plans, because we're talking like doctor's appointments and things like that.
mhm,
And then on top of that, I'm going to culinary school. On top of that, I'm taking care of 5 kids. On top of
you
that,
got a
I
lot
have
going on. You got a lot
an
going on.
office to run. And then on top of that, is on top of that.
There's always another on top of that, on top of that, on top of that, on top of that.
God gave me the strength, though, Steph, and He gave you the strength.
Yeah. You always, when you make the decision that this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to step in and I'm going to be the hands and feet for this person, then you're going to have the grace to do it. I mean, with me, both of my people they were healthy until they weren't. There
Yeah.
was no, okay, this is happening. They're old and, life is moving. No, they were healthy and strong and flourishing, and then they weren't.
Yeah.
And so everybody's position changed.
Yeah. My dad was
And
in better shape than me, because
my
he was
thought
the
was, it's
PE
like,
teacher.
okay, what am I going to do? I have
Oh
to
my
step
word.
in and, you know, make this happen. I know with John, with my husband, I think I felt like my role here, and I told him that too, is I got your back.
That's the word.
I don't want you to worry about anything
Anything.
except getting yourself well. I got you.
Right.
And that's huge, man. When you step in to be a caregiver, that's what you're saying to this person. I got you. You don't have to
Hmm.
worry because I'm on it.
You know what you said that my dad didn't do? And the mindset isn't just for the caregiver, it's also for the person that's getting cared for.
Mm-hmm.
My dad didn't like reach out and ask for help or anything like that. I had to find out on a different level.
Yeah. And that's one of the what do you call it? The outcomes that we can't control.
Hmm.
I can't control how they're feeling because I don't know. For one,
Yeah.
I can't control what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what they're doing. The only thing that I can control is how I approach it.
Right.
So I made the decision. I got you. I don't want you to worry about anything because I am on it. And so I had to come at it from that aspect. Okay, now what do I need to do? If I got it, I need to stay in touch with the doctor.
You're like, I said the words. What do I do?
I need to stay in touch with the doctors. I need to make sure that everything is calm and peaceful for him. I need to make sure that everything he needs is taken care of. So all he has to do is just sit and pray every day. If that's all you need to do, that's all you need to do because I'm taking care of all this medical stuff. I'm taking care if you need anything, I'm taking care of everything because I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to focus on how can I get better? And it's like,
See,
you don't even know if it's going to work. In our case, it didn't. But but I
well,
don't want you
it,
to
it,
be
it worked
burdened
for the
down.
part that it needed to work for. I mean,
Yeah,
to function and to keep him in your home and not in a hospital,
that was another thing. It's like,
that worked.
we're not going to do that.
Right.
We're not going to do that. And that was the same, with Noah also. When he was able to get out of the hospital, we had the choice of him going into a step down facility or coming home. And he's coming home.
Right.
He's been in the
Right.
hospital for 2 months. We ain't going nowhere else.
Oh my God.
We're not going anywhere else. He's coming home. And it's like, if whatever we got to do, we'll do it.
So my dad was living, well, obviously my dad had his own apartment, living on his own or whatever, and doing his thing. He was a athletic director at a Christian school. So from kindergarten all the way up to high school, he was that athletic director. And I mean, he was in shape. He was doing what he would have been doing
Dad
if
was
he
a
was
boss.
retired. Yeah, he was like he was like if you looked at him, he looked like he's in his 30s. He was just on the groove all the time, right? And I didn't know he had cancer,
Yeah.
and he didn't tell us he had cancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then he used to house sit for this one lady who was actress that plays those big major plays or whatever. And so he
Mm-hmm.
would watch her house while she was out of the country or whatever. And one day she called me out the blue and she's like, look, the doctors have been trying to get in touch with your dad, and they finally somehow got my number. Maybe once on some paperwork he put her number as like just in case. And so she called me and she said they've been trying to get in touch with him to tell him his numbers, his count, and
Oh,
something. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're
what are you
talking
talking
about.
about?
Yeah, because that's another thing with the mindset. You got to know you're going to learn a whole new language, you're going to become like a mini doctor. You're just going to, a whole new language of words that you're like, I don't know what counts are. What the heck is that? I don't know what that is. And she said his counts are high and something. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So she kind of explained it to me. And I'm like, wait, I don't understand what you're saying.
Are
She's
you
like,
saying he's thick?
No, and she
What is
wouldn't
going
tell
on
me.
here?
She wouldn't tell me because then she's realizing I didn't know.
It's
So
like,
she
girl,
said,
you already left too much out.
I'm just like,
Better
what are you
take it to
talking?
the finish line
I
now.
know, like lean in, you know.
Take it to the finish line because you already started this thing.
Yeah, he started it. And so then I said, okay, well, let me call him and then I'll get back to you or whatever. So I called him and I'm like, they're saying that, they're calling her, they're saying your count is do whatever high or whatever. And before I called him, I had to look. Did we have Google? I looked it up somehow. I don't think we had Google yet. I looked it up somehow to understand it. And then I explained it to him. This is the killer. When I'm explaining it to him, he has no clue what I'm talking about. And he's like, really? Is that what it is? Like, like, like you're sick and you don't get information for yourself. And I'm just like, oh.
Like, what has happened here?
I'm like, this is what I'm going to be dealing with. Right. And so I explained it to him and I said, look, daddy, I said, if you want, this is when I stepped in. And this is what I said, like preparing, like you said, like, was it preserving dignity is what that was my number one thing right there was like, okay, I need to go about this in a smart way. And
Yeah,
I can't come across like I'm like that,
business.
Yeah, I was like, so daddy, if you want me to go with you to the appointment, I can do that. I can go with you. And then we
That's
can
key.
both learn together.
That is key. And
Yeah.
so, we talked about the number one thing is having the right mindset. And the second thing is preserving their dignity and respect.
Yeah.
And that is huge. I mean, I was just sitting on my couch this morning looking at I looked up on the wall, there was a picture for me and John at our 25th anniversary on the Disney cruise.
Mm.
And I looked at it and I'm like, you were sick then. That was 2 years before he got diagnosed.
Oh.
And I remembered back and I could just remember a couple of things and I'm like, you were sick then. And then I started to get a little upset because I'm like, you knew things weren't right and you were too afraid to go to the doctor.
Oh my goodness.
And so it wasn't until I finally started to notice changes and I said, John, you need to go to the doctor. Something's not right. You need to go to the doctor. And then when he said, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. And that was when he got the stage 4 diagnosis. And I'm just like,
How many years was that past that picture?
it was 2 years because our anniversary was in 2015 and then he was diagnosed in 2017.
Oh, and he had it 2 years before the picture was taken.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long he may have had it before then, but I know looking at that picture now, knowing what I know,
Mm-hmm.
he had it then. And that was a
Wow.
2 year span between that time and the diagnosis.
Yeah. See, that's
So
big what you
you're
did. You did. You
dealing with fear, you're dealing with
oh
not wanting to recognize, not wanting to recognize the truth of something. You're dealing with fear with people. And so when you're stepping in as a caregiver to help, you have to recognize their respect and their dignity because they're afraid, for one.
mm-hmm.
They don't know what's happening. They can tell something's going on, but I don't, when you don't want to know because you don't want to deal with it, it seems like it's easier to just say, I don't want to know. But you can't
Yeah.
hide from those things. So you have to get answers as somebody who's helping someone and assisting someone, but yet you still have to be sensitive to how they feel.
Yeah.
I know with John, we were always operating in that faith mode once I found out. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I have to get answers. I have to know what's going on. I have to know what to expect. I have to know what is expected of me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm respecting you and not just bulldozing you.
You have to
So,
get proactive on your end,
yeah.
and then
So
yeah.
finding out the information that you need to find out without bulldozing them over is it's a fine line, but it's something that you have to do because they are still a human being and you can't just go roving through, running them over. And a lot of people will do that in a caregiver situation. It's like, well, I'm in charge and I'm gonna do this and this, and they're just gonna go along with it. But you're
See, and
still
then you're
dealing
taking
with a
over their
human
life.
being.
Then you're taking over their life, and then you're gonna get the defensive side.
Yeah, they're gonna
They're
keep
grown. They're grown
going up
up. They're
on
grown
you.
individuals. If we're dealing with parents, or
Yeah, if you're dealing with parents or whatever,
or
or spouse or whatever, they
right.
had a life, and you can't just come in and run them over and say and start treating them like a kid. Well, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. You have to find that fine line of convincing without, making somebody feel like they don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Because they're still trying to process all this stuff.
yeah,
People with parents with
and
Alzheimer's and stuff,
yes. Oh my God.
they remember glimpses of who they used to be. And yeah, they're having issues now, but it's like you can't just treat them like they're a 2-year-old all of a sudden.
You have to stay in the you still, like you said, the thin line. The thin line as you like. Let's say there's this little white thin line. They're up here, you're here, whatever. You still have to stay
In
at
your
the daughter son level,
Yeah, you've got to
right?
stay in
Instead
your
of
lane.
jumping to a parent level, especially of kids, you automatically want to jump to that parent level. It's like
Hmm.
like for me, I have to stay. Okay, I got as a daughter.
Yeah,
This is my dad.
this is my dad.
He still has
This is
call
my
on his
mother. This is my
life.
dad. They had a life before me.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so we had to be respectful of that and treat them with the dignity that they deserve. Ask them questions, involve them in the decision making, you know,
all of it. It's their life.
spread it out as to why we need to do this. But, if your parent is coherent or if the person that you're caring for is coherent, you know, they need to be allowed to make those decisions and they're also allowed to say no.
Yes. And the care part is means care and it also means help. You're there to help as
Assist.
guidance,
Yes,
assist.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that now that you're talking about that, I'm remembering back because like I said, I was in culinary school at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, what I don't know what it was. His apartment was on the way because I had to go to LA to go to school. And so coming back on the freeway, it would pass where his apartment was, or I would somehow take it where it would pass by his apartment, by Brea, kind of. And so then one day we had learned how to make a lemon something pie, and he loves that pie, lemon cream pie or something like that, right? And I knew because you bring home whatever you make.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my kids ain't gonna eat this. This is lemon, something. I'm like, but this is my dad's favorite, right? And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna drop it off at his house. I had a key. And so I was like, oh yeah, he'll love this. So I go to the apartment and I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna drop it off, put a note, hey, make you a surprise or whatever, and then lock the door and go, right?
Yeah.
And remember, I don't know anything that's going on yet. And so then I go into the apartment and it is a mess. And my dad is the most cleanest person on the planet, right? And I'm like, whoa,
What
something
happened
is
here?
wrong, right? And so I go and I put the pie in the refrigerator, and I'm like, when I mean a mess, I mean it's like he had gotten sick in places,
Mm,
and stuff like that's just not like dirty, but
yeah.
like if
Yeah.
somebody's been sick, you know. And I'm like, what is going on? And the bathroom was not. It was he got sick in there and stuff. And I was like, and like I said, they didn't ask for any help or anything. So his whole body's breaking down and he's not communicating with anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, okay. And I'm praying, Stephanie. I am praying. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to clean the apartment for him. Please do not let him come home while I'm cleaning the apartment. Because, like you said, the dignity part, right? And so then I take off my chef's jacket and stuff, and I just like clean it, like major clean or whatever. And then whatever his laundry was, I just kind of put it in a bag and I was going to take it and wash it or whatever. And I clean it and leave a note. And then I leave, right? I think it took me at least an hour and a half. And I was like, Lord, do not let him come home during this time, please. And so then, I get home. I'm processing this as I'm driving because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And so then, I go home and I'm cleaning, throw stuff in the laundry or whatever. And then later on that night, my dad calls me. He's like, oh, Pumpkin, Angel came by and just took care of me. And I said, did the angel leave a pie in the refrigerator? He's like, yeah. Did you notice that the angel left a lemon pie? So I'm joking with it the whole time, or whatever. But it was just like after that, then we had got. I can't remember if I got the call from the chick, the lady, before or after that. Maybe it was after or whatever. But then I had told him, I said, you know what? I said, if things are a little too hard for you to do, around the house, because summer vacation was coming up.
Yeah.
And like I said, he taught. And so I was like, if you want to, you can come kick it with us. And then, I'll get you back to where you were or whatever. And whatever. But the wording was like, hey, you can come kick it with us if you want to. It wasn't like, oh, let me come over so I can take care of you. And it was like, no, come kick
you're gonna come and live with me because you can't do this on your own anymore.
Yeah,
I hear that so many times.
Man.
I had to just tell them that this is what is gonna happen.
No.
Oh
no. No. And to keep the dignity part too. Because if it's something like that, we're talking about like cancer, it's going to progress, right? Yeah. And so one of the dignity things I had to do also was with the car, because I knew it. I think that was the most nightmare on my brain, was like, I know this is going to happen, because I hear people talk about when they want to drive, and he's like, you can't drive anymore. You can't. I was like, oh Lord, because I've heard
I know that's a blow, because
oh man,
I'm like, somebody who doesn't drive now, it's like, I know what a blow that is.
Yes, that's your whole independence.
What? I can't do it? What do you mean I can? No.
And see, and this is the one thing too about cancer, the brain is still at normal.
Right.
It's the body that's letting you down, right? And that it's not connecting. And I'm like, Lord, please, because people I've heard about people, their parents wandering the streets naked and stuff. I'm just like, oh Lord, it's
like, oh no, please not that.
Oh man, when I have to like do the key thing, I have to be real slick about that one.
But it's I don't, as a caregiver,
I said I will drive for you. I didn't but I would drive his car.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So that we're still in your vehicle, your control. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But you have to word things right.
Yes.
You have to suppress the
emotions,
desire to just come in and just take over, because things progress and all that's going to happen. But while they're still living by themselves, you have to ease in and offer help.
Yeah.
And let it be known that it's not a problem. You're not a hassle to me. I would love to do that for you.
Yes.
Rather than I have to come over here and help them. The way you say things, everything changes in the way you say things, in the tone you say things in. It makes so much of a huge difference to people.
It does. And that's how you know if you're a natural or not.
Right? Because
Because
if you're just like, I got
my emotions, I didn't have emotions. And
no,
it was just like
that's one thing you have to kind
I
of
just shut
turn.
off.
You got to turn it off.
I think it's a thing that God does. It's just a natural
I
thing.
think it is. I think it's a protective mode for you, because if you look at everything that has to be done, it's too overwhelming, especially as you're watching someone that you love decline. And so you just go into this mode where it's like you're on autopilot, and I just do. This
Yeah,
is
I
what
think
I
it's a
do.
way. It's a way for God to protect your body and from you having a,
Yeah.
I'm saying from
And that's our number 3. Our
protect
number
your
3
peace.
tip for caregivers is to protect your own stability,
That's
because you're taking care of somebody else. There's probably not somebody taking care of you. So you
Mm-mm-mm.
still have to remember to go in there and do my own maintenance. And, you know, one of the things is just taking, because, your thought at first is, well, I don't have time to do that. I don't have any time to do that. I'm going all the time. But you can take little micro moments and have
Mhm.
pleasure in them. Whether it's like if you're in the bathroom and you're just like, put on a song or something, or read a prayer or
Yeah,
something, or light a candle, something to just bring some sort of back.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're little tiny thingies,
Yeah.
If you
I think the thing that
like
saved me
find a
was
comedian or something,
now
and
that
every now and then you
I'm
just
glad
turn
you
on a little
said that.
YouTube.
Did we have YouTube? We didn't. I sorry.
It was
When
there.
my dad was, they didn't have YouTube. So
We didn't know about
yeah,
it.
they didn't have YouTube. But one of the things that helped me, I do think that uh, the culinary school helped because I had
Yeah,
other
something to put
people.
your mind on.
Yeah, yeah, that I was concentrating. Like I had a goal that I was doing also on the side of that kind of situation, and then
That helps.
and then learning how to be a nurse.
But you have to, just carve out little tiny pieces of time and just say, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
This is me.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Definitely. And you have to ask for help. That's a huge one. Because we can get in these modes of, well, I have to do everything. It's all on me. It's
Oof.
very dramatic, and it's very Academy Award winning, but
Right.
you're just running yourself into the ground.
You are.
And it's not gonna
Are.
help you. It's not gonna help you do anything.
And you know what? Those doctors, those nurses, man, they can give you all the information you need
hmm They got a
to get
pamphlet for
help.
everything.
To get help. Yeah.
They got a pamphlet for everything. But
I even called your mom. Your mom came over.
yeah, I mean, there's help all around us.
Because I didn't know I needed help on questions. And so I called her once and then I know I asked her some questions because I was just like, because she was a, certified
hmm
nurse. So I was like, okay. I had her and I had Brian's mom. Um I talked a lot with her. Um because we went through the same thing with uh Grandpa Jones. That was her dad.
hmm
And so I saw all that process, which was interesting because I used a lot of what I saw with my dad, right? Um, and then, like I said, I had culinary school, so I had a friend that one of the chefs that I went to school with, he had gotten really sick too. So I was able to, it's amazing how God put the people there. I was able to talk to him about some stuff too. And
hmm
so he could tell the days that I came in. And it's funny, you don't know that you're down because you're used to being up, and they could,
Yeah.
but you know what? People who have the spirit of the Lord in them, they feel your
They can
spirit.
help.
Yeah. So he
You're
would,
just
girl,
trying to
come
do
over here
your
so I can pray for
thing
you.
and
Yeah.
go through your day, and it's like he'll send somebody to say, "Hey, how are you? You know, how are you doing? I notice you don't
Hmm.
seem like yourself or whatever." But we get in that place to where I got to do everything, and we need to step off of that and ask people for help. Ask somebody to come and sit so you can just go to a movie or something. Go
Yeah.
walk in the mall, anything, just you have to be able to get out and just carve a moment for yourself, because it's just it gets too much. So if you're just doing going, eventually you're gonna burn out.
Sure.
So you
But
gotta
that leads us
you
to
gotta ask
the
for the help.
that leads to number 4 with the involve the family part,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have like sisters and brother. I didn't have
Yeah.
a huge family or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I said, when my dad came, I had him come to, I was like, you can come hang with us or whatever, and he's loving that because the kids are there, we're there.
Kids can do stuff.
Yeah, it's a up environment, or
When you're
whatever. He's like, that'd
involving
be cool.
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
involving your family, your kids might come in and, read to them or something. Your kids might, hey, can I get you snacks? Or
Snacks, or
there's
involve them
stuff.
in their day from
Yeah,
school,
there's
like, what'd
stuff.
you do today,
There's stuff that everybody can do so that it's not all on one person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you
And
have like little kids, they can still
that's
come
what
and
well,
help.
I had little of.
Yeah, they can still help and do stuff.
Yeah, I have from elementary up to high school. you
And
know
then when you're doing that too, you're teaching unconditional
mm,
love. You're
and
teaching
compassion.
empathy. You're teaching compassion, because kids, they learn faster when they're witnessing. So if they can actually see you in motion
Right.
doing, they're going to do.
And that was
Like, oh
an
yeah,
important
I
an
remember when my
important
mom
point.
took care of my grandpa. I remember
Yeah.
when my mom took
Yes.
care of my dad. I
Yes.
remember that.
Yeah.
And then when something happens in their life, they're not going to be like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
No, they're going to step in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I even had my kids, I wrote out a chart, and because like I said, I was going to school too,
Mm-hmm.
running an office too on top of that, and then kids from elementary school, junior high, all the way in there, junior
Yeah,
high and high school.
lot of that ain't everybody.
Lottie Dottie. And so I wrote out a little chart or whatever, because they would help me with his medication. But I
Mm-hmm.
would already,
And they can bring a little cup of water and
yeah, the
everything.
water and everything are it's already set up, because I have to leave at 4 a.m. to go to
Mm-hmm.
school. And so then the medication would be right there, already set up, but just give it to them or hand it to them or whatever, and be involved. Like, make sure you go in there and say good morning. Make sure,
Yeah.
because
Hey,
I had a downstairs bedroom down there and everything. And so then they could be part of the whole circle of life.
everything.
This is real.
Yeah.
This is, and this is after we found out he had to stage 25. I don't know what the stages, or whatever.
There's a
But
lot. There's a lot.
yeah, yeah. And so they helped. They helped. I had to have them help, because it was just like, I can't.
But
I can't do this by myself.
I think that's how you solidify the legacy and next generations, though, because people, you hear people today all the time saying, kids don't care about anything. They're so cold and they're so cold hearted. Well, have they ever seen you showing compassion? Have they ever seen you treating somebody with love and empathy? Have they seen you doing it?
Right.
Because you're saying they're cold, they're cold hearted, they don't care. Well, what have they witnessed? What have they
Right.
seen their parents do?
And there's ample opportunity if it's not an illness or anything like that. There's ample opportunity, like stuff like
Just
at
in the world.
Christmas, go to somewhere where you give gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a help kitchen where you help the needy, or you have to
Feed
involve
your
that kind of
kids.
stuff
I mean,
in their childhood.
literally this weekend, I was going to this White Cane Day. It was supposed to bring, education and awareness to blind and visually impaired people, right? They gave me a volunteer thing, and on there I was gonna check, to be one of the guides. And then I'm like, well, second thought, maybe that's not a good idea. I've been having issues and stuff with my vision, and I'm probably not qualified to do that anymore. So I get down there
Yeah.
and I'm getting ready to start this walk with the group of people, and all of the people around me are totally blind. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh hell, I can't do this. I have to help. so so I had a group of people that I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, you're gonna step slightly to your right. Okay, you have a clear path, just keep going. Okay,
Wow.
we have the intersection coming up in about 2 feet. So get ready for that. There's a curb on your left. Da da da. I'm guiding the people as we go. But it's like, you have that comes from all the years of seeing and helping and doing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like once it becomes a part of your fabric, you can't help but do it. You can't not do it. If you
Yeah, it's just
see
natural.
anybody who has need, help them. And it's
Yes.
like put that in your kids as early as possible. Help, help, help.
Help others. Help others.
Help
Exactly.
others. And then when you get in a position to where you have to might possibly be a caregiver, it's not going to be this thing of, oh my gosh, my life is so over. I have to take care of them.
Wow.
It's like,
That's
really?
that's deep. Wait, how did you handle, like I said, you become a lot of hats when you do this caregiving thing. How, and then so then you got to put on your CEO hat, and that's the hat of informing the other family members who don't live there,
Yes.
like the brothers, the sis of this person, brothers and sisters and whatever, of what's going on with the person. Because a lot of times with cancer, I don't know about with John, but with my dad, he had prostate cancer. So then the cancer eventually it hits the spine and then it goes to the brain, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So when he's talking to them on the phone, hey, what's happening? What's happening? It's going down. Oh yeah, and then I call them later because I know what stage where he's at,
Right.
and they're thinking he's like, oh,
He's fine.
he's on the mend. He's in this. It's like, okay, we have to have a family talk. This is where he's at,
Yeah.
and being that person to be able to look. This is what's going on.
Mhm.
This is what the doctor said. These are the steps. And they don't even know. They didn't even know I'm giving him shots.
Right. It's like
I'm
this
do,
this
I'm
is what
doing
we're
all this stuff,
doing. This is how we're handling
handling
it.
this.
And I
Yeah, and
want
so
you to
they're thinking,
know
yeah,
because this may take place. So I want you to be aware.
beware, be aware that this is where he's at.
So,
This what
if
stage?
you want to
Yes,
come and visit, if you want to, you need to do
yes,
it now.
yeah. Oh, remember that talk?
Yeah, that was rough, man. That was rough.
That talk was,
I
but
remember,
he's
one of the
fine.
things going back
He
to dignity and
sounds
stuff,
okay.
going back to the dignity and stuff, I remember
Mm-hmm.
because I was helping John with showers and things like that and cleaning and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was getting to a place to where I was concerned that, what if he just couldn't balance anymore? Could I hold him up? Could I do that by myself? And again, the dignity, I talked with him and I said, "Hun, I think we're getting to the place to where I need help bathing you. I need to ask the boys to help." And he was just devastated. He didn't want his sons to have to come in and help him like that. And I said, honey, they love you. You're their father. They love you. And there's nothing that they want to do more than to help you and be there for you. But I'm afraid that if I can't hold you up or something, or and you slip in the shower, you're going to break something and then you're going to have to go to the hospital. And that's not what we want.
Right.
I said, I have to ask them for help.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay.
Did he start crying?
He did. We were all crying. But I'm like, I have to, because I'm afraid of what might happen, because you're too heavy for me. I can't lift you up. And so I remember the first time, I think there was only 2 times, thankfully, because he had started to decline, and that was after we had the hospice nurse come in. But there was only 2 times, that either 2 or 1, that they had to come in and help. And I think Nicholas was the one to help him. And he just cried and cried and cried, because he's like, I can't believe my son is doing this.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'm just watching and I'm just like, man, this is full circle. This is full circle right here. It's like, you took care of this little boy and now he's taking care of you. And I got this picture of them once they got out of the bathroom and everything, and John just grabbed onto him.
I
And
remember that picture.
he's just holding him, and I was like, can't. I
Oh.
can't. But that, again, keeping that dignity, keeping that respect. It's like, this is what we have to do, but this is how we're going to do it. And, it's
This is why we're doing
why
it.
we have to do it. I'm like, you don't want to go to a hospital. You
Yes.
don't want to have to spend your last days in some hospital. You want to be here at home. And if you break your hip or something, it's not going to happen. So we have to do it this way.
And that's one of the things too with caregiving, is always speaking in a complete circle, not leaving any room for them to not be able to process what's happening.
You have to say the whys.
Yes, this is why I'm not, there's a reason for this. And then they're like, oh, okay. Because I had to have the kids help. Really, I had to have Brian help. When I took my dad, because my dad was obviously thought he was walking really slow or whatever, and he was so weak to the point where I put a terry cloth. He had a terry cloth robe, and so I put his robe on him, like just around him, his shoulders, like that, so he could walk to the bathroom. Then it was like a little bit around the corner right there.
Yeah.
And it was like, he was like, oh my God, it was so heavy for him, right?
Yeah.
And so he goes in to go use the bathroom and everything. And I said, okay, I'm going to be right outside the door or right here. Just make sure you don't lock the door. Do not lock the door. Just go to the bathroom. And then when you're ready, just call for me and I'll come and get you. Right.
Yeah. I had to help John and everything. He was walking with a walker and everything at that point. So I had to help him do everything. I had to have the little jar and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, this is how we're gonna do it, and this and that.
Yeah, because it's stages, right?
Yeah.
Stages. And I noticed my dad was in there for a while, and I'm like, okay, are you okay or whatever? And he had fallen asleep.
Oh, man.
Fallen asleep. And so I had to call for Brian to help help him to get up or whatever and stuff. And I never really had to call on Brian because he was normally at the office or whatever, but that's when he finally saw where we were.
Yeah.
At that point.
This is more. Now the same son, Nicholas, is the same one that when his brother came home and couldn't move, he's like, I'm not helping him go to the bathroom.
He had PTSD.
He's like, I said, Nicholas, I need you to sit with your brother because I got some errands that I need to run. If he needs to go to the bathroom and stuff, you got to help him. He's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, so then what you gonna do?
He's like, he's going to have to work it out on his own. I'm like, dude,
He can't work it out on his own.
take care of your dang brother. And so it's funny because, no one had to go to the bathroom, but I get out the bedpan and everything. And Sydney would come in and we'd have to turn him because he was heavy. And so I'm like, okay, Sydney, you got to turn him so I can put the bedpan underneath. And so girlfriend would come in there. Sydney's the trooper, but Nicholas was like, nah, man, I'm not doing it. Sydney would come in and she put toilet paper up her nose.
No. She's like,
I'm
I'm a big here.
Up her nose, and she'd pull him, and I'm like, okay, hold him there. And then I put the pan on and everything, and then we roll him back over, and then when we come back, Cindy'd have herself all together, nose stopped up and everything. And I'm like, okay, let me get the bedpan, and then I had to, clean him up and everything. Sydney's like,
was Noah aware of all this at this point?
oh yeah. This is when he came home, but he still couldn't move. He was still paralyzed, so we had to take care of him.
Yeah,
all the nurses did that and stuff in the hospital, but when he came home, we had to do it.
Man.
So I just remember
Sydney was prepared.
Sydney, she had her both her nose plugged and everything, and she's like, "Okay, I can do it."
Okay, we can go on my count.
I'm like, "On my count, we can do it. We got it." I'm like, "Hold him. All right, roll him over."
Yeah, and
but it's like
you have to do things that you don't expect.
We worked it
to do.
We worked it as a team.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you're doing these things, you also have to find the humor because laughter is everything. And I mean, you can't be serious all the time. You have to find stuff to laugh at.
Yeah.
And, just don't take it so seriously.
Yeah. And it's the new norm for that season.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen in life, but we are equipped. That's what you got to know, that you're equipped to handle it, whatever it is. You're equipped.
Yeah. And one of those things too that we didn't hit on with the protecting part is protect your environment. And you're at that point. Like, I don't know when did you have to call hospice?
It was about a month before he passed. Well, actually, no, that was when it was full time. They would come in. It was a couple of months before, and she would come in. She started coming in like once every week, and then it started at once every 2 weeks, and then it went to once a week, and then she started coming in every day, and then finally that last week they had somebody there around the clock.
Okay, yeah, I called hospice, and I want to say the last 2 weeks. Yeah, last 2 weeks. And like you said, protecting your environment. And so I had told the people, like I said, you got to be in charge.
Yeah.
You got to be in charge. And so when I called them and stuff like that, and they ask you questions and, what religion are you, and all these different things or whatever. And so then I said, listen, I'm just going to be straight honest with you. I said, do not, I repeat, do not send a non-Christian in my house.
So what do they do?
Well, we can't control that. I said, you know what?
You gonna control it.
You better figure it out. Because you know what? It wasn't just the protection of my dad. It was the protection of this person is entering my home.
It's my peace.
My peace, my home, my children are here.
This isn't some facility. This is my home.
Yeah. It may be your job.
We have an environment in my home.
Yes.
That you need to keep.
You're
the guest.
Yes. So I come home. I come home from culinary school, and I do this thing with my dad because he's at the point where they don't know time. They have no understanding of the time goes. And so the day is the day, and it could be 5 days, but they're thinking it's one day, right? And so I told my dad, I said, okay, when I leave for culinary school, I'm going to put on my chef jacket, all my chef stuff will be on before I say goodbye to you. I said, when I come home, I'm going to take off my chef jacket, and I just will have my black shirt, black pants, or whatever. That means I'm coming home, okay? Because he has no vast of the 8 hours I was gone or whatever.
Right.
And so then I come home, girl. I walk to the door and I'm like, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I'm like, something doesn't feel right. So I open the door and I'm like, okay, oh hell no, something is off, right? So I walk in.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Just like, yes, yes. So I walk in and I walk down, you walk into your entrance of your house and everything. And I come around the corner and the bedroom is on this side and my dad is there and he has this funny look on his face. I'm like, mm-mm. And then I look at the kitchen, we come around a little bit and at the kitchen table, there's this lady sitting there, right? If I could put a color to it, it was like there was a gray mist over this woman.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like,
gotta go.
I'm like, what in the hell? And so I'm like, hi, how are you? Whatever. Oh, hi. Right there. Right there. I'm like, oh no, right. Like, yeah, how are you doing? Whatever. I was like, okay, I'm Monique Arnold. How are you doing? So how are we doing today? And well, I did his vitals and this and this and that. And she's just like at that. I'm just doing a job.
Bye.
You can feel the caca on this woman.
Bye.
Right? And I'm just like, okay. And so then I go in I go in and talk to my dad. And my dad is just this spunky kind of dude. And he's like, if I have a nurse, she needs to be like fine. And she better have big boom booms and booty and you know what I'm talking about,
like,
right?
Yeah,
like,
you gotta bring me something.
Like on the TV with the hello, Mr. McAllister, do you need this? Kind of like that. Whatever. Like, look, I can't go like try to, audition these people.
Do all that, Dad.
Right? So I look at him, I'm like,
to the strip joint to find you a nurse.
Get a strip joint, get you somebody. And so then I go and I look at my dad and said, so how's it going? He's like, He's like, she got to go. I'm like, yeah, I could tell, or whatever. And he's like, he's like, he did not let her hardly touch him to do vitals or nothing, because that's
you get to step it.
That's all she was there for. But dude, the spirit in the house, man. And so she left. I called the place again, and girl, I was just like,
do not send her back.
I was like, she is not allowed.
Blessed, man, we got blessed because the lady that we got, she was a Christian. She was so on the ball. I mean, she was just like, from the moment that she came in, she was like, John, my job is to support you. I'm going to make sure that you are taken care of. She's like, whether you recover or whether you transition to the hereafter, I am going to have your back the entire time. And we were just like, yes.
See, now that was the second person they sent.
That was the first person they sent.
They gave you the first, the second, after I was like, do not.
No, she was
do
on
not, please don't.
Day one. And I'm like, thank you, Lord.
Woo!
And it's like, she was so good that, when she saw that things were just progressing, because I mean, she's been in this line for a long time. And she's holding up with our faith and our confessions and everything, but she could see what's happening. And she's like, barring a miracle, this is what's going to happen. And so she could see that he was afraid. And she's like, he's holding on because he shouldn't be here right now. Like he's scared, he's not ready. And so she literally walked him through this whole meditation and thought process of what's going to happen. She asked him about each member of the family. She asked him about me, she asked him about each of the kids, and she asked him to tell her about each of our attributes, what was good about us, what was our strengths and everything. And he's just going over through here bragging about everybody, right? Telling her everything. She's like, "Oh, really? Tell me more. Tell me more." And he's telling her all about the kids. He's telling her all about me. And she's like, "You realized they are that way because of the input that you had in their life." And he's like, "Oh, no, no." And she's like, "This is what they're going to carry on. So can you see that they're going to be okay without you?" And he's like, "They are." And she's like, "Yeah, they are because you made sure of that." I was like, "Oh, you girl,
You girl.
you girl you are on it. You are on
Man,
it. You
that's
are."
awesome.
She was beautiful, and she was on it. She was on it till the very end. She was
Yeah.
on it to the very end.
We got lucky after the first lady, the second lady came, and she was a Christian. And right when I walked in the house, that was the next day. Okay. So the next day I walk in, I'm like, okay, okay.
Everything's good now.
It's raining outside. It's raining drops of water. That tells you, see, California people, let me tell you something. We 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 are blown by water coming out the air.
Like, look at droplets coming from the sky.
This is a miracle. Oh my God. But I could feel it, Stephanie. I could feel it. And I was just like,
you can tell the presence, man.
man, I was like, oh my gosh. So I walked.
You have to protect that in your home.
I was like, just walked in. I looked at my dad and he's like this, right? And it's a nice black lady. Because I don't know if they knew we were black at the place. I don't know. But she was a black woman. And she was just sat there and she was like, I prayed with your dad. Oh my God, your family is wonderful. So she probably talked and asked about the grandkids and all that stuff or whatever. And she hold on, I gotta close something. Wait, is it a close? Oh, it's closed. I'm good. Oh, it's for real raining.
But that's what you need though. Not only for the peace of your own home, but for their peace.
For their peace too.
Because
Yeah.
they're sitting in this and you're leaving them with somebody who's supposed to be helping them out and sitting with them. It's like they don't want to be with the crabby nasty.
And she said something to me. She was like, I'm blown at how beautiful his skin is. You have really taken care of him. And I'm just like, well, isn't that my mind? I'm like, isn't that how I'm supposed to do? Care of him? But then she explained the stages to me.
Yeah,
see, if without a hospital
people down, yeah, laying in one spot.
Yeah, she said his skin has no sores on it or anything on it. And I was like, she said that tells me a lot about you. Yeah. And how you care for your dad. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I didn't know. I didn't know. I don't know. I just take care of him. It's like, are we supposed to do that? Exactly. And so when she saw that, Steph, she had another lady who worked with her at the hospice place. She said, look, she said, we're only supposed to come like a certain amount of days, like you said at the beginning or whatever. And so she said, I'm gonna talk to my friend and we're gonna come on our days off. Oh man, that's awesome. So after that let's say, so that was like gearing up towards the last week, because like you said, they know the stages. Yeah. And so she gave me a little booklet, so I was able to read the stages and everything. Then I sat down with the family and I told them this is where he's at. Then I made sure I did my CEO meeting. Told them, now these guys over here can't believe anything I'm saying. Right. Because they're like, well, when we talk to him on the phone, he's just a great. It's like, no, no.
They're great until they're not.
Till they're not, right? Because you're hearing a voice, you're not seeing a body. Right. Because we didn't, like I said, we didn't have these cell phones. We didn't have FaceTime. We didn't have any of that. And so then I had that meeting with them. And then she had it where another nurse that they would come, and my dad liked them, and she was just like, because I see how you take care of your dad, I'm going to, we will be here for you guys 100% through the whole process. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like going to school and everything. I'm just like, I honestly still to this day, there's stuff I can't, I see pictures and I'm like, I don't even know
Yeah.
the timeline.
Going, it's like, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of
Yeah,
this.
I don't even, yeah. And
But
they just take care of it.
There's funny times too.
There's very funny times.
There's times that I discovered afterwards that my children were sneaking snacks to him that he would have them go get. They're like, oh
where
yeah,
are these rappers coming from?
Daddy would wait till you left, and then he'd call us and then have us go pick him up stuff.
Are you wait? They would drive to get stuff,
Yes,
like In and Out and stuff like that, like food.
whatever he wanted. He'd wait till I left because I still have to run the school too. So he'd wait till I left and then call one of them to go get him stuff.
Okay, so look, she just
That
left.
was not on the mom approved list. So
oh shoot, what? Dude,
like,
I had an instance where my dad literally, okay, so like if he was getting close to the time, of course he does not know this, right? And so that's the call I had to make. Okay, all y'all need to come if you want to see him, this and this. And so they're like, well, like, we think, I thought he was doing great. No, just,
I listened to the
if
words
you
that are
want
coming out of my
to
mouth.
see him before he goes home, you need to come, right? So they come down or whatever. And then, so my dad's like, I walk by the room, right? And my dad's like, Pumpkin. That's what he used to call him, Pumpkin. Pumpkin. So what you making for Thanksgiving dinner? And I'm like, Thanksgiving dinner? He's like, he's thinking it's Thanksgiving because everybody's there.
Because all the people are coming.
Because all the people are coming. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not making Thanksgiving dinner, but is there something you would like to eat? And he was saying the whole thing, like, oh yeah, you making your sweet potato pie? You did this. I'm like, well, that wasn't.
I wasn't planning on that, but
yeah, I'm like, I wasn't the plan, And so he literally laid out the whole day, right? And so after my dad passed, and a year has gone by. Now I have never hosted Thanksgiving dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, do you know he was like predicting a year after? I did a Thanksgiving dinner for the first time. I didn't even think about that. And the same people I was like, oh my God.
This was like a precursor.
It's like the Lord was showing him all these different things that were coming, that were going to happen in that year. And I was like, what? That was the trip.
Things that you went through, what would you say how did that experience change you?
You know how it changed me? It changed me because with the cancer, and this is really weird, with prostate cancer, they have to take a shot to stop testosterone,
yeah,
right? So it's I don't even know how to put it. It kind of makes it that you're on an even plane where you can actually see women the way women are. And there was something my dad said. He's like, man, I never knew how amazing women were until now, because all of the other elements aren't in there, right? So for the first time, I was able to like really talk to my dad without any of that interruption and see myself through my dad's eyes.
Wow.
And it changed me because my dad gave me value for myself. And it's weird how you have to remove something to
see
because a
something.
girl needs that approval, needs
Yeah.
that, you know. And that was a gift that he gave me, was just like
I see.
seeing myself through my dad's eyes without the woman Jean, like, oh, she fine, she this, she don't, none of that. It was just straight seeing a woman for what a woman is in her strength. And he's just like, I'm in awe of you. I'm in awe of all the stuff that you can do. And I'm blown because it's not like I taught you this or your mom taught you this or
Yeah.
this. And he said, he said, I'm so thankful to the Lord. And my dad wasn't raised a Christian or nothing, but he's seeing, because you're calming everything down, he's seeing stuff the way God sees stuff for the first time in his life. And he said, I'm seeing you how God sees you. And he says the only regret, because I would ask him questions like you're asking. I say, well, what is a regret that you have? You know, what is one regret that you have? He says, my one regret was that I didn't raise my family in the Lord. He said if I would have done that, it would have prevented a lot of stuff. And that was my takeaway. What was your takeaway?
I think with both John and Noah, I recognized that I just have so much strength. There's like really nothing that I can't do, because that was the hardest thing that I have ever had to do. And it just showed me that it's like, whatever comes your way, the he's got you. He's not going to let you fall. And it took my trust level and just bumped it up to infinity, because I'm like, this whole thing, I mean, literally going through that process, 10-month process with John, and then going right into another year or so process with Noah. I mean, I understand that was meant to break me. That was the enemy saying, okay, we're just going to pile it on now. We're just going to pile it on. And she's going to snap, and that's going to be it.
And it wasn't just Noah. You said something happened with Sydney, with her.
Yeah, she was had thyroid issues and stuff. And everything just kept piling. And I was like, I can't breathe. But in the midst of it, every single day, I was able to keep going. And I just had this strength that, okay, I can handle everything. I remember I was getting so frustrated because, John was asking me for ice water all the time. And I brought ice water, and then he would take a sip of it, and he's like, I need it to be cold. And I'm thinking, it's full of ice. I don't understand. And he's like, it's not cold. I need it to be cold. And this was like, further on when it was starting to get in his brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me get some more. And so, and I got a 2-story house. So
you're like,
I'm going up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. And so I remember I had those bottles that, the sports things that stay cool. So it's cold. So I just filled the thing with ice to the very brim and just let the water trickle through. And I'm like, okay, here you go, babe. Here you go. And I'm just like, when I walked around the corner, I was like, I'm so fucking tired of the damn water. Ugh. And then I stopped, and I'm like, I don't know what his body is feeling. I don't know what's going on in his body, but for whatever reason, he's asking me for ice water, and I got to get that ice water. I got to make that water icy.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do, but I have to make that water ice. You know?
So did it work when he did that?
He seemed to be, satisfied with that one. But I'm like, I was just like, I don't know what else to do. I don't
Yeah.
know how to make the water colder. But I'm like, I gotta get that water cold.
Isn't
That's all
that a
I'm
trip how
thinking. Like,
God just like
I gotta
showed
make it
you that?
happen.
Yeah.
Because my baby needs this. I gotta make it happen. And it's like
Dang.
I'd sit down at the end of the day and I'm just like, I don't know how to do this, Lord. And he's like, I got you. I got you. And so I realized it's like, girl, there's nothing that you can't handle. Don't ever let the enemy tell you that you are less than or you can't do anything. You can do anything. If you can do that, you can do anything.
Yeah. And you're not you are never ever alone.
Mm-mm.
He is always right there.
You just got to open your mouth
Turn
and start
and
talking.
say, what do I do?
Open your mouth and just start talking. It's going to come to
What
you.
do I do?
It's going
Yeah.
to come to you. It might come to you through a multiple ways of understanding, but it's going to come to you.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. It's going to come to you. So, if
Yeah.
you can
I was glad when your mom came by, and I wasn't even expecting that, but your mom came and she was just like, dude, she's like, he doesn't even look like he's dying.
yeah,
And
that's
I'm
what
like,
the nurse would
I don't
tell me.
know, because she's a nurse. She knows the stages and
Yeah,
she knows where he's at and everything. And I'm just like, I don't understand.
that's what the nurse would tell me. She's like, she asked me, where is John? And I said, oh, he'll be down. He'll be down in a second. And she's like, he can walk?
He can walk.
And I said,
Yeah, they can still
yeah, he
walk.
can
Aren't they
walk.
supposed to be walking? What are they supposed to be doing?
And then she
Yeah.
looked at him. She's like, I did not expect this. I did
Yes.
not expect this. She's like, you look amazing.
Yeah. And girl, like I said, you and I, we did not go to nursing
We
school.
didn't know
We do
anything
not
about
have a nursing
that.
background or
We
anything,
didn't know
but the
nothing about
Lord
that.
gave us, He equipped us with everything, like just in your spirit
Yeah.
of how to know how to do stuff.
Yeah. I had like people come over to the house to see him, and I ended up encouraging them because they just broke down.
Girl.
And it's like one lady was telling me, she's like, I am so sorry. She's like, I came over here to encourage you. And I'm just like, oh. And I'm like,
Girl.
and I said, it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna be all
Girl.
right.
How many girl? I come home from culinary school, and remember, my dad he's a PE teacher or PE director, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if he school and my dad, whenever my dad would get sick or like a little cold or anything, it was always on a break. I'm like,
Like he
and
knew.
so we're still in summer vacation break, right? And school is about to start, and my dad's not there. You know what I mean? So the principal gets in touch with me, and he's like, "Well, can we come by one day?" And
Can we just see him?
no, well, not that. And I wanted to bring by a guy that we're thinking about hiring until your dad gets back. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, okay. And my brain I'm like, Lord, how do I do this? Because you said like that dignity piece. I'm like, I can't just say, oh yeah,
Come
you
on
just wants to
over.
bring over this guy who wants to take over your job or whatever. I
Right.
couldn't do it like that.
Uh-uh.
So I had to come in with a smooth move. And I was like, well, your principal wants to come over and see you, but he also wants to bring over a guy who's going to come to help you while
Uh-huh.
you're still like not
While you're
working.
recovering.
So he can help with your kids while you're not. And so he can be in contact with you on the things that you want him to do. Right.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, he's cool. Yeah. Like, okay, you can bring him over.
Yeah,
And
bring him
so
on over.
the guy's supposed to be there at a certain time because I said I get home at this time or whatever. He's like, oh, okay, that's great. Well, the guy came early, I guess. And so then only person there is my dad at the time at the house. Right. There's like a
Uh-huh.
little bit of time where it's just my dad. And so I guess he answered the door and let him in. And like in the front of my house, I have like the chairs. I had the chairs set up like it was a lobby. I wanted the front part because where the furniture is supposed to be with the plastic.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. I just make that into a lobby, right? And so then they're sitting at the chairs and everything, and my dad's sitting there or whatever. And so then I walk in because he let him in and he's having a meeting with them and everything. And he's got his little papers out and he's showing them all his little, because he had lesson plans that he makes out and everything. This is before, he's writing the stuff by hand, right?
Right.
And so then, and he's talking to the guy. I think that they got there maybe an hour earlier because he talked to him for a long time. And so then when I walked in, that I introduced myself to them and the look. And so then my dad said he's getting tired. Can I help him back to his room? So I helped him back to the room or whatever, and whatever. And then the guy, he almost breaks down. And
Oh,
he's just
wow.
like, because they haven't seen my dad at all. They
Mhm.
seen the normal Ted McAllister, and then they saw the what the heck
What?
Holocaust looking, and this guy's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. I said, we're there. I said, so if you need to know any other information, you need to get it now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, when they see it, because we're around it the whole time.
Yeah.
We don't.
You don't. It's not something that you kind of notice, but until it's a significant change. But for
Yeah.
everybody else, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a process. It's a
It's
process.
the process.
And when you make the decision to get into it, you have to get into it from a place of love. I mean, that's the main thing that we can say. You have to step into it from a place of love. And
Yes.
just remember having the right mindset, preserving their dignity and respect, protecting your peace, involving your family, and keeping yourself in a place to where you can just say, hey, I am here and this is what I'm going to do. And we are going to assist this person into whatever stage or season they need, whether it's long term or whether it's short term. I am here to be their hands, their feet, their mouth, whatever they need me to be. And you just step into that space and hold it
Yeah.
and
And if you need information, there's information out there.
out there.
Open your mouth, because the one thing the
Correct.
enemy will make you think is that you're alone.
Yeah.
And you are most definitely not alone in that. And somebody around you
Is going through
went through it.
like, you see, we both went through it. And
Yeah.
you can throw a rock and you're going to hit somebody who's gone through it or going through it. So
Yeah.
just
Because
let people know what you need.
yeah, because there's stuff you don't think about. You don't think about hospital bed.
Mm-mm.
You don't think about wheelchair. You don't think about these things you don't think about that. And I had to ask, like,
There's
is
programs.
there a way I can get a hospital bed in the house?
Yes,
Oh yeah, we can just send that to
programs,
you,
so
and yeah, they'll set it up and everything or whatever. It got to the point where I was like, is there a way to get a wheelchair? Oh yeah,
there's
we
a
can
way to
send you
get
that.
whatever you need. So you just have to open your mouth
Yeah, I didn't know.
and ask.
You
Just
don't
open it up
know.
and ask, and the information will be where you need it to be. But
Yes.
I hope that was a help for everybody who is a caregiver, who is going to be a caregiver. There's support for you out there, and there's community out there for you. So just step in and, you know, enjoy your season with your person, because they appreciate it, you appreciate it, and
Hey, that's the ultimate level of love right there.
it is. You can't get any higher than that.
Yeah,
You
you
really
really
can't.
can't.
You really can't. So that was good. That was good.
Yeah, this was a hard one though.
It was. I mean, you saw for me because you put things in the little box, and then when you talk about them again, it brings it out, and it's like it's so real, like you're reliving it all over again, and all those emotions come back. But I wouldn't change it. There's nothing.
Oh
There's nothing different that
man, no way, no way.
is hard. It's emotional. It's trying, but there's I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would do it all over again and all over again and all over again, because I got to demonstrate my love to my husband and to my son.
Yeah. And I have to give props to all my kids too, because I don't even know if it's funny because they process it and everything, but it's like, I've never said thank you about it, because you just roll on, and I just, I want to stop and thank them.
You're being CEO, so
you guys were little and are in high school, junior high, and elementary school, and you guys put it down, man. You guys put it down, and
thank you to everybody who helped on the journey.
Yeah. Oh,
good stuff.
It's raining.
It is raining. It's raining. It never rains in Southern California.
That's a lie from the devil. That's a lie.
It never rains in Southern California, but you're in Northern California, so all bets off.
Oh, well, once it rains here, it goes there. It just kind of goes down every time.
All bets off. But hey, you know what? We love you guys.
Yes.
You know what to do. Push that subscribe button. Share the episode with somebody that you know who's a caregiver.
Yeah.
So they can know that they're not alone.
Hey, too, if you're on the fence about hospice care, this is one thing I didn't know. And this is what freaks people out, is like, you think, oh, because you called hospice, that means like you're going. Mm-hmm. You can call hospice and they can come in and help, and that person can live forever. I mean, I'm just saying, they come in and they can leave. It's not like,
they don't have to stay.
It's not like a finalization situation. It's a helping situation.
Just help.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought hospice was just for but she's like, no, if you can get up and walk and do whatever you got to do, you don't need anymore. You don't need the help anymore. I did not know that.
It's just when you need it, you need it. So.
Yeah, just know it's there. It's there, and it's a wonderful.
Get your help. Get your help.
Get it.
Protect your peace and get your help.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you.
We love you.
We love you, and we will see you on the next episode of The Beach House.